those are 7 reasons why more and more executives are losing leverages over large companies. Simply put, they could demand things. They could be in a position where they really pushed these companies. And so now with the advent of AI, all these pressures, financial and all that kind of stuff, you're seeing more and more executives get pushed out, or they're having a hard time getting back in if they are pushed out.
Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. Are you stuck in the corporate rat race, worrying about layoffs, and longing to take control of your destiny? This is the place for frustrated executives like you who want to escape the grind, live life on your own terms, and build wealth. Whether you're ready to make a full transition into franchise ownership or want to start building a side business along your corporate job, Pete guides you every step of the way. He'll talk about how to create career and income security, diversify your assets and income, and live life on your own terms. Your path to controlling your own destiny starts.
Welcome to the Hire Yourself podcast. My name is Pete Gilfillan. I'm an entrepreneur, the best-selling author of the book Hire Yourself, a franchise consultant nationally recognized, as well as a proud corporate escapee. My passion, my mission in life is to help senior level executives take control of their destiny, to build wealth and to live life on their terms. Exactly what I did several years ago. And during the podcast, I always try to answer a question. And today's question I want to answer is that, has the pendulum changed or shifted? What I mean by that is, for a very long time in a very tight labor market, executives had the upper end on companies. Companies were spending a lot of time and energy to attract and retain their executives. I truly believe, and I just read an article in the Wall Street Journal by Chip Cutter that underscores how the world has changed, where now corporations have the upper hand on executives. Simply put, they don't have to spend as much time trying to keep them. So maybe what we'll do today is we'll talk about the 7 reasons why employers now have more leverage over senior level executives. They flipped the tide from that standpoint. So let's get into this a little bit. The first reason why executives have lost leverage with companies is AI and automation. Literally now, companies, as they look at this, are taking AI and it's used to do decision making, process forecasting, reports, and stuff like that. That was stuff that executives had to do a lot of times on theirs. So they can replace these high-end leaders with some of the stuff with tools. Not to say that you still don't need leaders, you probably just don't need more of them. And the Wall Street Journal article kind of talked about how CEOs are telling their staffs, hey, listen, you got to figure out, you've got to adapt, or you face losing your job. AI is coming in. It's changing the way we do business from that standpoint. And I think the Wall Street Journal article, everybody's replaceable, kind of highlights that. No longer are you not replaceable. That's the point. And boards, it would be a second ring. Boards and investors, they're getting more demanding. They want results, and they want results really fast. And so that's something that, as we take a look at it, CEOs, they're not on this long. It's just immense pressure. Even we got heavy headwinds, a lot of pressure, stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Boards are getting more and more demanding in regards to the results and quick results from their executives. There is more demand or rise to this idea of fractional or interim executives. So employers are no longer required to have these full-time executives where they can go use fractional executives where there's not a big commitment to it. Yes, you're paying for it, but the idea is that they're not locked in for a long period of time. And that has certainly kind of changed the tide, right? I can to this pool. So there is definitely a rise in fractional executives. And then there's just flattening of organizations would be a 4th reason why executives are losing a little leverage over these large corporations. The idea is that they're becoming more agile, more lean structures, and reducing layers of management. And the idea is that you've seen companies like Netflix, Spotify, they've reduced the amount of layers of managers and they've empowered the ones that are still around, right? So they're kind of getting rid of that normal decision-making, that hierarchy, and making a very flat organization. And then certainly as we talk about executives, their high salaries, sometimes they're the first to go. So that's like the 5th reason, is that they're these restructurings, the downsizing, they target high salaries with the packages really to kind of get these high-priced, expensive executives off the thing. And you saw this with Meta and Google in 2023. The first layer they cut was some senior level executives. You're seeing more and more senior level executives targeted with these cuts. A sixth reason why executives are losing some leverage is that boards and CEOs, they want tech first, more agile leaders, right? And so they're kind of favoring younger, more diverse, technology literate leaders over older traditional executives. And we see this. There was a great article in the Wall Street Journal. Companies are replacing CEOs with faster than ever. And it really kind of highlights this idea that they're looking for more agile CEOs, this idea that they can learn, they understand AI from that standpoint. Seventh would be is that this idea of public image. Executives are being removed just from the standpoint of mishaps, cultural mishaps, political misalignment, stuff like that. So you're seeing that more and more. And there's a great article in CNBC that they talked about McDonald's, its CEO, and they share why that happened. So those are 7 reasons why more and more executives are losing leverages over large companies. Simply put, they could demand things. They could be in a position where they really pushed these companies. And so now with the advent of AI, all these pressures, financial and all that kind of stuff, you're seeing more and more executives get pushed out, or they're having a hard time getting back in if they are pushed out. And so if you're one of those people, that's my job. I help executives explore franchise ownership. And it doesn't have to mean that you have to leave your corporate world. You can start a franchise on the side. But I encourage you to put yourself in a position to make sure that you're got a safety net, so that as we get more pressure on these executive roles, that you have something on the side. It could be another business. It could be a consulting business. It could be an existing business. It could be a franchise business, but do something to diversify your assets and your income. And that's what I do, is I help executives diversify their assets and their income through franchise ownership. So if you like what you heard today, I encourage you to subscribe, follow me. Again, I'm here to help executives take control of their destiny, to live life on their terms and build wealth.
Thanks for joining us on the Hire Yourself podcast. Pete's here to help you break free from the corporate rat race, take control of your destiny, and finally live life on your own terms. Whether that's jumping into franchise ownership full-time or starting it as a side hustle. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a fellow frustrated executive, and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Until next time, take charge, build your future, and live life on your own terms.